I have made over $2 million from selling different types of digital products, and I love Canva for creating the digital products. Whether you are creating a mini course or an ebook or a PDF guide, I'm going to be showing you everything step by step in this video. Let's go. Make sure you stick around until the end of this video because I'm going to show you exactly how I sell these digital products, and I'm going to show you how to create. So you're going to start with Canva, canva.com. I highly recommend a pro account because you can just do so much more, but you can definitely start with the free one. And if you want to start with a template, that is totally fine. Just be careful and change everything. Change colors, fonts, pictures, change it all out so that you're not accidentally doing something that violates the template creator's copyright. Okay, so just change everything. You should be good to go. So figure out what you want to create. There are a lot of options, and I'm going to show you some different ones in this video. It can be something like an ebook, which is this, which our guide, ebook, those are kind of interchangeable. Playbook, where you are giving information in like a paper PDF format. Now you're not like printing this out and mailing it to them. It's a digital product, so they would buy it and then just download it to their computer. And then if they want to print it out, that's fine. I feel like most people probably don't. Okay, so I made this in Canva, and I just made it really simple because I am not a designer by any means. I think I got some of these pages from a template. So when you want a template, you don't have to use the whole thing. Let's just add a new page here. I'm going to add a new page here at the bottom. And then design templates. Let's just do table of contents. And then there are lots of table of contents for you to choose from. So I think I did something maybe like that. And then I just changed everything out. I changed the colors. I removed this thing. I removed this stuff. I had something like food or snacks. Maybe I had snacks. And then I just dragged and dropped it into place. Then I changed this to my brand colors. Another reason why I love Canva Pro is because you can have a brand kit. So when you sign up for Pro, you're going to see over here on the left this brand with a little crown. The crown means it's a Pro feature. And you can create, let me just actually open up my, let's see. You can create all of your resources, products, using the same colors, the same fonts. So I'm just going to open up my actual brand kit. So brand kit. So over here, I went to the hamburger menu brand. I have several because I just do a lot of things. So this is my brand kit for my Lindsay Bowden business, where I help teachers and homeschool moms create digital products like I'm doing in this video. And I have all of my brand colors here. I have my assets, which are like your fonts or your product logos if your product has a logo. I have my fonts here. You can add like photos. You can add different pictures here. Anytime I'm creating, that pops up, and it's just easy for me to grab those colors. Okay, that's not necessary. You don't have to have like a brand kit done before you make a digital product, so don't let that stop you. Just find some colors that look good together, okay? Go to Pinterest, search kind of some like feminine color palette or powerful color palette or health color palette or whatever your niche is, and it will give you some options, and then use those. And then if you want to change it later, it's easy to change in Canva. Okay, so let me go back here. So this is for a business that I did as a test. So I'm using all of these fun colors. Kind of Crunchy Fam was a business I started from scratch to see if people can still start a new business, a new Instagram, a new email list from scratch and make sales. I did that last summer, and I made my first sale in 14 days. So yes, it is possible. So that's why this is like a completely different niche, gluten-free snacks, because I eat gluten-free. So then I made that table of contents. I showed you guys how I got that template. Then I have a little welcome page, and then I'm just giving value. So ingredients to avoid, what to look for. And then I have like some clean swaps. And then I have categories of foods, and then I give gluten-free clean options for those foods. So like ice cream, what should they look for in ice cream? And then this, I just started from like a blank page. So a lot of this, like the design if you can keep it simple, that's better. Like it doesn't have to be super stylized or look like pretty. You want it to look neat and easy to read, not pretty. If it's hard to read, it's going to be hard to consume, and then your customer won't get the transformation. So keep it simple, clean fonts. You can make like your logo stylized with the font, but you want the actual content. Like don't use a frou-frou like that. Like it's hard to read that. So use just a normal font. Make it super simple. This is Poppins. I think Poppins is included in the Canva. I don't know if it's Canva free or pro, but I love Poppins. Anything like Open Sans, Canva sans, any of these sans serif fonts are easy to read, and it just makes it easier for your customer to consume. So let me just keep going through and showing you. So then I have like individual pictures. I got these pictures from just Googling the picture or finding it on Amazon. And then when you take a screenshot, you can put it in Canva and remove the background. So let me just show you that. So you can do that for anything. Now, copyright with images. If it's an image of a product, you're usually okay. Actually, I asked a lawyer if that was okay. And she was like, yeah, because I mean, you could have taken that picture yourself. So that's fine, but don't just use like any picture online. You have to make sure that you have the rights to use it. So Cosmic Bliss ice cream. And then let's just say that I grabbed this one. And then I'm going to take a screenshot. If you're on a Mac, Command-Shift-5. If you're on a PC, you can use the snipping tool. And then I dragged and dropped it into Canva. Now it was already white, but let's say that like the background was pink or something, then you can do background remover here. So if you have the image selected, then background remover will just remove the white background so it's transparent. And then these are all just text boxes. So T to open a text box. Ingredients, and then list out the ingredients. And then I just made this bold and underlined. Let me just zoom in here so you guys can see what I'm doing. And then I just duplicated that for the other ones. I missed that I. So I just clicked and then Command D to duplicate it. And then they'll pop into place to make it like nice and neat. So let's say like this one was kind of off. If you just kind of drag and drop it, it'll kind of pop into place so that it's left aligned and it's centered. Or you can grab all of these and go to position and space evenly vertically. You can make sure they're all aligned to the left just to make it look like nice. But I don't want you to worry too much about the look. As long as it's easy to read, maybe send it to someone else and make sure that they can figure out what you're talking about, and then that's fine. Don't like overthink the design of it, because unless you're a graphic designer, that's not your area of expertise, right? So spend the time on the content, make sure the content is like top notch and then it's easy to consume, and then the style, don't spend too much time on, okay? So then the rest of the guide is about the same. Now I charged $14 for this. I'll show you how I actually sold it at the end. So make sure you stick around to the end of the video. But this was it's a lot of pages. So you're maybe thinking like, you charge $14 for 70 pages or 60 pages, but it's not like super content heavy. Like a lot of it is pictures. So yeah, I think $14 is great for this. And you got to think about the ROI. So I'm not teaching people like anything about like money or like they're not going to make money back from this. So you want to charge accordingly. I'm not teaching people like how to heal from a disease. It's just, here are gluten-free items. Now in my messaging, I talked about how because I eat gluten-free, here are the health benefits, but you just want to be careful with that and not like promise any health benefits. That's like a whole nother topic for a whole nother video as far as like health stuff. I do have a little disclaimer here. Like this is not medical. This is educational only. So if you're in the health and wellness space, make sure you have some type of disclaimer. I would even have like a health, like terms of use type document that people have to agree to when they check out. Okay. So that is that one. And then I also had this one that was like a bonus when they purchased, and this is recipes. So I basically duplicated this, and you can see this looks very similar. I used the same table of contents. And then I just set up these are just text boxes, and then I just put in the little pictures. Now, one thing I did differently on this is on the little pictures, I did a shadow, which made them pop, look 3D. So let me show you how I did that. So like on this one, I can edit it, go to shadows, and then glow. Okay, so do you see how, that doesn't look right because of the white. So here's what we need to do first. Let's see. Command Z. I want to do background remover first and then do the shadow. And now it looks like 3D. So background remover and then edit, glow. And you can do that with all of them to just make things pop. And you can do that with anything that you import into Canva. All right, so these are just recipes, and look how simple that is. Like it's not a super fancy looking recipe. It's very easy to read, easy fonts, easy recipes. And I'll be honest, I got these from ChatGPT. I got these recipes from ChatGPT. I did try them with my family because I wanted to make sure they weren't nasty. But I mean, like turkey and cheese roll-ups, that's so easy. And now I didn't sell this by itself, but to include this as a bonus of like gluten-free easy snacks, and a mom can just print this out and say, oh, this is what I need, just makes their life easier. So you don't have to feel like you have to have this like the fanciest, most complicated content ever. You're just making people's lives easier, making something faster for them, and that's enough. All right. This was a freebie that I had, which is very similar. So you're noticing I'm just duplicating things. So let me just show you, since I'm saying that, how to duplicate something. So like, let's say I had this and I want to duplicate it on my main designs page. You just click the 3 dots and make a copy. And then it just makes a copy, and then you can edit that new copy. Just make sure that after you make a copy, you change what the title is so you know what you're editing. So this one looks very, very similar, except this was a freebie. And the reason it's a freebie is because it's not that many pages. And I knew that this would lead directly into this paid offer. And I'm going to show you that in a second, like how I sold from the freebie to the paid offer. And this was another one that I created, another paid one. This is 55 pages. And I believe I put this one for $7. I probably could have charged $9. I just did $7 because I don't know. And this one is the same exact thing, just breakfast. So I duplicated it and then I just changed it out for breakfast items. Easy peasy. Okay, so let me show you a couple of different types of examples. So I help teachers and moms create digital products. And so I have created a lot of mini offers, low ticket offers like those, but related to like business. So this one was a mini course, and I created the slides for the mini course in Canva. So this was a 5-video mini course with a bonus video. So I made the slides in Canva, and then I videoed it using Loom, which is what I'm using to make this video right now. And then I host it in Kajabi. There are other ways to host a mini course, but I like Kajabi because I also have full courses, and Kajabi is great for courses. So let me just show you. So this would be like a presentation. So I made the slides. And the slides are very like simple. A lot of white space, a lot of bullet points just to make it very easy to read. Let me just show you another one. This mini course is all about choosing a profitable online course idea. This is actually a retired product, but it's a good example. So look how simple this is. Just super simple text, bullet points, like not a lot of pictures. And then I will just record a video and talk through it. So in order to make a presentation, you could go to templates and look for presentation, which is right here, or you can search presentation. They have tons of presentation templates. So this would be a great way to start. Like that one's cute. And it has like all of these different types of slides. Customize this. And then again, if you have your brand kit or just some colors that you like, you can easily change those out. Just click on something that you want to change and change it out. And then like if I wanted to change that picture to something like food related, if I was doing like a presentation on, that looks dumb, but let's see, that looks better. On gluten-free eating, I could have some of these. Bada bing, bada boom. And then also with my mini course, I had some bonuses that were like checklists. And so to make something like this, it's just shapes. It's just shapes to keep everything organized. So I'm just gonna add a new page. If you want to add a rectangle, just do R. Let's see here. And then I'm just duplicating it, Command D. Okay, then I'm gonna select all of these. I just kind of like dragged my mouse across, or you can just click one, hold Shift down, and click the others. I wanna distribute it horizontally, that looks good. Let's see, I think I have them up a little bit. Yeah, and then I have a rectangle down here. And automatically like change the color for me. So like this, I didn't even have to do anything. And then I'm just gonna duplicate that. Okay, and then I just added text boxes. So if you type T, it'll add a text box. T, my worksheet. And then you can just drag it out to make it bigger. You can kind of click it into place. You'll see like the little lines click into place. So it's in the center. And yeah, and then I just added text boxes here and a text box down here. I'll just show you one more. This is a checklist that came with the mini course. And again, these are all rectangles. all rectangles. And then that was a little piece of clip art. Let's see. So if you go to elements, that's where all the things are. So the pictures, all the graphics, all of the clip art. And if you have Pro, you can use any of it for commercial use, as long as you don't have just like one piece of clip art on a page by itself. It has to be with other things. If you have free, you can use any of the free things for commercial use. Again, you just can't have one piece of clip art or one image on the page by itself. Okay, so let's see. I think it was this one. And then I just like dragged it out like that. So look around the elements. That's where you're gonna find everything. So all of your stock photos. So if I wanted something about like snacks, I would go to photos. Or if I wanted something about like teacher, any of these you can use. If it has a little crown, that means you have to have the Pro to use it. And you can filter. If you had the free account, just filter by free, and then it'll only show you free ones. And again, I can't do this. This is a no. But if I have things with it, you know, I have rectangle up here. I don't know. I have some different things on the paper, then that's fine. This down here. I have some content, like why is this picture on there? Then that's fine. Okay, and then I'll show you one more. So I also have an ebook. This ebook has actually earned me over 30K, and this is actually the step-by-step ebook to tell you how to do what I'm showing you how to do. Now I'm showing you how to create it, but that doesn't show you how to sell it. I'm going to give you some info in just a second about how to sell it, but you really need a step-by-step guide, which is what this is. And I'm going to give you a little sneak peek here. So this ebook is a lot more, like it's a lot of pages and it's a lot more content, but it's still a pretty simple design. It is, let's see, 113 pages. And this tells you exactly how to create and sell a product. So because it has a bigger ROI for customers, like they're going to earn money when they buy and implement this ebook, it's $97. But it's still considered a low ticket offer. But I earned 30K from it in like several months, like 4 or 5 months maybe. So it's still possible to have a low ticket offer that earns you significant income. And then you can take those low ticket offers that we're making in Canva and you can use them and upsell people into bigger products. So like maybe I want to do a mastermind for teachers or homeschool moms where I'm coaching them and I'm helping them with low ticket products or maybe a course, and they're getting access to me. That would be something that I could upsell them in for a higher ticket. Okay, so I told you guys I was going to show you a little bit about how I actually sell these. So I'll show you this one first. So this is from that test business that I created. So if someone comes to this page, this is a freebie. This is called a lead magnet, which was this bread guide right here that I showed you guys. I made this in Canva also. So like on my Instagram, I made a new Instagram for this business and I was continually making reels. I actually stopped because I can't do 2 businesses, but if I continued to do this, I would continue to make money from this business. I would send people to this freebie. They would say, yes, I want this free bread guide. They would put their name and email. And then after that, it says, thanks, it's on its way. But then it redirects them to this page, which is a sales page for the paid thing, for this that I showed you guys. So that's called a funnel. And that's what you can do. You can set this up. This is in Flowdesk. So I use Flowdesk for this business, and then I'm going to show you Kajabi in a second. And it just gives the details about this free guide, why they should buy it. And then they buy it. And then it has this bonus that I showed you guys with the gluten-free recipes. Grab it here for $14. And then they can click and pay. All right, and then there's also an upsell. So that's, yeah, so $7 for that breakfast guide that I showed you. So that would bring their total cart value up because they're not just buying that one thing. I would get a total cart value of $21. And then I could potentially upsell them to other things too. Okay, the other one is for that playbook that you guys can grab, by the way, at lindsaybowden.com/playbook. And this sales page is a little bit longer because that product is $97, but I do have a funnel that goes to that as well. So I have a list of 100 digital product ideas. You can grab this, by the way. This is a current freebie for teachers and homeschool moms, and it just lists different ideas like the ones I showed you, but tons more, 100 more. They sign up for the list, and then it redirects them to this page, and it has a little banner at the top that says, hey, that list is on its way to your inbox, but while you're at it, grab this playbook, and it's $97. It's half off. and they can grab it there. So that is how I actually sell these. And so they're selling all the time because people come to my Instagram. I say comment 100 to get 100 free digital product ideas. They do that, and then they get redirected to that page where they can immediately buy. So that is your step-by-step guide for creating and a little bit about selling digital products. Check out my other videos and make sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss anything. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.